Good morning, folks. It's that time. Time to sit here, do nothing, and watch paint dry. Go ahead, give me 1 second here. Oh, I need to change this real quick. Okay, should be good. Good morning, good morning. Well, I would say good morning, but it seems like it's a rather cold, boring, dry morning. All right, CRCA has made a pretty good move recently here. I mean, it's up about 30%. That's not terrible. Float's kind of high. Yeah, good morning, folks. Today is different. I mean, maybe. Fingers crossed, right? There's always a chance. Like it's gotta heat up at some point. LUMN. This one's actually kind of moving. Made a bit of a pop here. Super, super high float, though. Most certainly news behind this. Mark's new phase of transformation, 2026 Investor Day. It's not really actually that big of a catalyst for this kind of float. Actually, yeah, this kind of pop on, yeah, this kind of volume pop on this kind of float doesn't really match. I wouldn't expect this to hold up very well. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit the profile for me to short, so not going to be touching this one. Though it does feel like this news is a nothing burger. Good morning, betcha. We'll see if this ends up selling off. I mean, I guess my money's on it being bearish, but yeah, like I said, it just doesn't fit my profile, so I can't touch it. Still, I mean, I guess we are seeing some things moving. Like this is a pretty nice move, all things considered. This is only up about 10%. I guess because it's higher priced, this looks like an impressive move, but I guess percentage-wise, it's not really that impressive. Also, CDIO on market open basically just gave it back. Right, it was grinding higher all pre-market. It just had this big flush. Interesting how it grinded back. Like, so we're still maintaining this pattern on CDIO of it just kind of grinding higher. Good morning from a rare sunny day in the UK. Haven't seen the sun in 5 weeks. Is it that bad, huh? If you guys coming in could drop a like, it would help me out. I would appreciate it. No pressure though. Honestly, in this kind of cold market, I don't feel like I'm really contributing much, so I feel like asking for likes is really just asking for charity. But I do appreciate it if you want to give me some. Yeah, I think I'm just mostly watching here. CRCA is closer to meeting my criteria for a short. It's a little bit tempting. Yeah, so this is a somewhat newer IPO. I'm a little iffy because it's stabilized recently. We've been uptrending. Yeah, there are concerns with shorting this. So 282, so we're looking at like around here. You are coming up on these resistance levels. What do I think of BNAI? Daily looks promising. I haven't looked at BNAI in a while. I know that one made a big move like a month ago. Okay, so it's actually moved back up. Yeah, so go to 30 days actually. Yeah, so this made this big move. And once I saw this and that it just didn't really recover, I kind of stopped watching it. But I mean, looking at it, it's basically held this support. And now we're curling back up. Like this could turn into the next SMX. Like this feels like very similar to SMX where you had a monster move. Gave back a lot. And it actually didn't retrace back to these lower levels. Like it seems like someone was accumulating here. Right? This is very clear support. Yeah, I guess the question would be like, this is impressive for it to move from 20 to 30, but realistically, it's got to get back up to these higher levels for it to be like SMX level squeeze quality. But I mean, just in terms of where it's at even now, it's still impressive, right? You look at the yearly, this is still way higher than it was really any time in the last year. I definitely would not call this dead, right? Even just purely looking at how it held. Okay. Just looking at how well it held during the 30-minute period, 30-day period. I'm trying to think of what way I want to show it. Like, I mean, even just this, you can see it even just from here. Like this, the way this is held, it's clear this was some kind of support. Yeah, it certainly looks interesting. I definitely, like, I thought this was dead when I saw this, and then when I saw it wasn't bouncing, I thought it was over, and we would just see another leg down, but it actually didn't get that, which is very interesting. Yeah, so big surge up, decent volume. Interesting, though, is no news. No news on this, at least on Thinkorswim. So this is purely a momentum squeeze. We went up to 280s. Very thickly traded stock. There's over 100,000 on the ask for this. That checks out with the shares. This is a bit iffy for me. It's borderline if I should short it. I do want to check it at least. So I am able to short it. Doesn't seem like there's a very large borrow fee. Interestingly, even if I wanted to short it, we are actually not to my entry level yet. Let's see. What a recovery, though. I mean, it's basically straight up. You had one micro pullback here. I guess you call it a 1 minute pullback. But other than that, it's just kind of just gone straight up. LUMN. Looks like it's just kind of coming back. Yeah, this news isn't really game-changing to me. I'm honestly surprised it even made this kind of move to begin with, especially on this kind of volume. Right, 1 billion share outstanding stock. It really should have taken more than 50,000 volume to move this 10%. FRGT getting some volume. This one's interesting because it's had several instances of popping up a lot, like 100% moves. Yeah, this has made 100% moves several times. Granted, the float could just be high. No, the float's still pretty low right now. It really does feel right now that of all of the stocks that have something going on, none of them are really jumping out at me and saying this has momentum. I mean, I guess CRCA is the closest, but it's a higher float. This looks like, even though this has gone straight up, it doesn't really look normal. It's so weird to call this a grind because it's straight up, but it really feels like this was just a grind move. Good morning. We are in Zombieland. Yep, that's exactly where we are. I know, that's how I'm feeling. I'm looking at all these stocks. I'm trying to be enthusiastic for them, but I'll be honest, I'm just looking at these and I'm thinking, man, what a load of garbage we have right now to look at. The last few days have been cold. Or especially cold, I should say. We've been in cold territory for about maybe a week and a half. Maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, these last few days especially have been cold. FRGT blocked on Webull. Let me check as well here. Let's see. It's a United States company. Low was 150. So if I go and try to short this, security can only be liquidated. Interesting. So we're seeing this happen several. This is like the second time this has happened. It hasn't been because it's a penny stock. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Has this been a penny stock? It's been very close. This might have been a penny stock. No, it doesn't look like it's dropped below $1. It's gotten close, down to like $1.07. Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's something, because I know that sub $1 stocks are getting restricted as well, or requiring at least 100 shares, but I'm not really seeing why this pattern is emerging. Honestly, it might even be worth just calling up Webull and asking them. I'm gonna make a note of this. Let's see. I might call up Webull here today and ask them. Yeah, very strange. This, like I said, this is the second instance I've seen this happen now, and I don't actually know why. Right, this is a US stock too, so it's not even like it's a foreign company or just... Because I could at least kind of understand foreign companies. They're like, okay, low float, foreign company, suspicious, we're doing it to protect you, whatever. But like, if it's a US company and it hasn't even gone below $1, I'm not really sure why they would be restricting it. Yeah, so this one's just grinding higher. Notably, this stock really hasn't had news at all. The only news it really had was the reverse split on February 11th back here. One for 10 reverse split. Yeah, but like the shares outstanding, or the level 2 is super thick, and it's 49 million. It's tempting to want to short this one, but it's borderline failing for my criteria. Let's see. Stock doesn't really have a history of making huge moves. It does work in our favor, but it is also really sold off. Seems to be strong resistance around the 390s to $4 to $5 range. Yeah, I think I'm going to opt to pass on this one. It's too close to failing. Entry would have been at 292, so we were very close to entry here, but I actually wouldn't have gotten filled yet. FRGT breaking out, it looks like. Yeah, we're still continuing to see this volume inflow. Looks all right. There's no current news. This is purely, again, just a continuation style. And it's up 31%, so it is actually up decently. Though most of that is actually just from after hours yesterday. So it really is kind of a continuation from yesterday. When will the heat come back? Getting cold in this market. So strange the way CRCA is behaving. It's clear it's very thickly traded. It has no news behind it. Yet its move is very impressive. And even on the bid there, for a second, about a 200,000 share buy order flashed. It seems like a lot, but again, shares outstanding is super high. 200,000, while it's something, is actually not. I mean, it's not game changing, right? 200,000 volume is coming through in a lot of these minutes. And even on the ask, I've been seeing instances of 50,000, 200,000 of selling pressure. So, yeah, very thickly traded. It doesn't really seem logical that it would have bounced this much. But it's also drastically oversold, right? $30 down to $2 in about 7 months. So over 90% fall. Sometimes I think better get up, do something else because we are in a cold market. But I get up and a stock run up. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like sometimes you choose to skip a day and then it just runs. And Revenge traded to go up $100. But that is so bad behavior. Yeah, I don't think forcing, I mean, I've said it many times. Trading inherently has negative EV. You're crossing the spread, you're paying the fees. So if there's no opportunity, trying to force trades, even if you could win, it really just reinforces bad habits because you're trading. Look at it like a roulette table. I think it's called a roulette table, right? It's the spinny table in a casino, right? There's like a 49% chance or whatever that you'll make money. That's essentially what you're doing in a cold market. Like if your edge or your strategy isn't aligning. Say you could make that $100, but you're reinforcing a bad habit that in the long run would lose you money. Yeah, I doubt he's profitable long term. Yeah, exactly. I want to check something here. I'm going to go ahead and throw a poll. I mean, we got nothing to do right now, so might as well. This might seem out of left field, but I do have a reason for asking it. Why nothing moving? I'm starting to get depressed. Dude, I'm so depressed too. I have taken so many no trade days this month. It's insane. Oh my God, you're in a trade. You're so excited. What trade are you in? I mean, I guess FGRT. I mean, are you shorting this one? I don't really know what else you'd even be in here. And like this one, it's flat so much that I don't know. I'd be worried about getting caught in range bound. Okay, most people were saying no. That's reassuring. Yeah, short FGRT. Yeah, I figured. It's the only thing really making a move here. Good morning. Protect the monies. Yep. Okay, so 13 votes, 31% yes. What is that? That's like 4 people? Okay. So 4 people out of 13, out of 14. Yeah, I'm not going to really make a video on him, but this was a guy that I found out about. A lot of people were asking me. And I was looking into them. And I don't think they're a bad guy, but their content is very, very misleading. And I think it's very destructive, what they're promoting. Specifically, I've looked into his strategy, like he's blown up his account twice live, right? So this isn't just speculation, but he blew up his account twice within a month. His current account, he lost 50% of it within the first 2 days, I think. And I was wondering what his approach was, because he's been on a hot streak. Like, he's made like $300 a day for the last 2 weeks, day trading these small cap stocks. And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Right? So I was looking into him, and he's doing something I used to do when I was super new to trading. And I'm sure you guys might be able to relate, but he was doing a thing where anytime he's losing, he'll double or triple down. And so like normally he trades with like a couple hundred shares. I'm pretty sure it's a simulator because I've looked over probably like 100 of his orders, and they're always instant fills, no slippage. So I'm inclined to believe he's trading in a real account, or not a real account, a sim account. But beyond that, the way he's sizing in is very scary. Right? He's trading normally about a couple hundred shares. He's trading in a $10,000 account. And when he has big losing days where he's down like $500 on the day, he'll size up to like 1,000 or 2,000 shares on the pullbacks to try and recover it. And he basically just increases it. And I was looking at some of his days, like he had day 8 of his $10,000 account. He had a massive drawdown. He was down like $1,000. So rather than cut the loss, he averaged in another 5,000 shares, and he went unrealized $4,000 in the red. So you'd think, okay, he just waited for it to recover, or he just cut it for a $4,000 loss. No. He bought another 17,000 shares and then waited for it to go into the green $100 to cut it. But I mean, I've been there. I used to do that when I was newer. But yeah, that's definitely how he blew up his account the first time. Yeah, the reason I was looking into him was because I find it very interesting how hard he's pushing monetization, right? And I mean, it feels sad to me because I started looking at him when he was first, like within his first few weeks, and he had like 500 subs. He had like, I think it was like 10 people on his Discord. He does like a $12.50 a month. He's since made it a discount, but he had like 10 or 15 people the first like 15 days. And currently now he's almost at 80 people that are subscribing, paying $10 a month to watch him. And essentially he's promoting something that I'm pretty sure is going to blow him up tremendously. Right? He's already blown up his account twice. He's had unrealized twice 50% drawdowns in his current account. And he's since removed, by the way, he used to have the unrealized profit and loss, but he actually removed it after his first month. He probably realized that seeing unrealized profit and loss looks really bad. Either intuitively or unintentionally, I'm not sure, but he has removed it. So you can't even tell, unless you actually look at his trades and then just do the math, like you actually can't tell that he was down money. If you watch for more than 2 hours, he sells Discord every 10 minutes. He has 63 Discord members as of yesterday. I thought it was like 70 or 80. I could be wrong. I thought it was like 70 or 80. Yeah, I'm really worried because like seeing someone grow that fast, and he's getting like 200 or 300 live viewers, right? He's almost, I think he's like almost approaching 2,000 subscribers. It's concerning. He also says he never checks his stats. So weird. Yeah. I haven't really watched him very long in terms of like what he actually talks about. Like I said, I was mostly just looking at his analytics, looking to try and backtest and figure out what he was doing. Because that's what's important, right? RETO. But that's why I was asking how many people here have heard of them. And the fact that we got 31% of you that have said yes, I mean, that's a little concerning, right? That level of exposure, the way he's marketing so aggressive. The few times I have listened to him for a very short period, he seems to push that he thinks he's profitable and that he has rounded the corner. And I mean, like, if his strategy is just blowing up his account multiple times a month is success to him, or he thinks that he's overcome that now, fair enough, right? I would argue I'm hesitant or skeptical because newer trader, that kind of behavior, and the fact that even in his current account, he's having unrealized drawdown of over 50% of the account, trading 17,000 shares in a $10,000 account. Like, you got to realize 10,000 shares, like, I just want to show the math here. So 10,000, okay, so we'll do 17,000 shares. How would I want to do that? Would that be divided? I think it'd be 10,000 divided by 17,000. And I just did, okay. Divided by 17,000. So if the stock moves 58 cents, he blows up his account. All $10,000 lost. And considering he had 17,000 shares with a $4,000 drawdown, realistically, you're talking $6,000 in the account at the time. So if the account dropped another, or if the price dropped another 35 cents, he would blow up the entire account. And it'll happen eventually. And I think this is why he's lasted longer, and maybe he doesn't realize it. But think about it. Why has he blown up his account twice in the first month, but in the second month he's had 0 blowups? Now, he had 2 instances where he almost blew up, but he recovered. And I think it's because of his account size. So for the first 2 months, he was trading with like a $500 account. Both of them blew up. And then the third attempt, for whatever reason, he decided I'm doing $10,000. So I think because his account is larger, he gets like an extra coin flip in his edge. Because like you think about it, to blow up your account, because what he's doing is something called the martingale strategy, where you just average in the more it goes against you, and then you wait for it to recover. The thing is like the larger your account size, the more coin flips you get before the blow up. So if you only have a little bit of capital, you'll blow up more frequently. If you have a lot of capital, you'll blow up less. Right? I mean, the damage is still the same. Like, you're still losing the same dollar amount. It's just that the period of time that it takes to blow it up tends to be longer with larger accounts. Hearing this guy makes money with a crappy service like that makes me think my software product, which actually provides massive value, will be a hit. Yeah. No, and it's frustrating to me because, like, the other day people come in and they're like, well, why aren't you audited? And it's like, I'm not selling a product. I literally have the live streams to show my metrics, and I do like monthly reviews of my metrics. Like, my metrics are verifiable. And I even actually looked the other day, just out of curiosity, to see how much it costs to get audited. Because I was thinking, it'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? A little guy like me gets audited. I'm like, hey, look, I'm one of the few people that are audited. Look at my very micro gains. But for a very small creator like me, even a very basic audit would be anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. And that's for like a surface level audit. If I wanted a thorough one, it'd be upwards of like $15,000 to $50,000. And let me tell you, I'm not doing that. If I eventually get this new strategy to work and I make more money, I would be more interested in pursuing that. But right now, there's literally no point. I'm not selling anything, and my profits don't even justify verifying the profits. Yeah. I knew about him 3 weeks ago, saw the same stocks as him, but I don't understand how he find an entry and I didn't find it and he win. Yeah. Well, what I would argue, and it's very obvious when you look at his trades, because he shows his entry and exit levels, which is honestly, if he hid that, I probably wouldn't have been able to figure it out, or at least not as quickly. But if you just go back through a couple of his streams and look at how his sizing increased depending on how much he was up or down. If he had days where he was down like 500, just look how much he increases his size to compensate. Also, you're not claiming anything crazy in my opinion. Yeah, no, it's like, I'm claiming like in 6 months, 7 months, I'm claiming a few $100s of profit. Right, I mean, considering I was trading in a $5,000 account and the time period is very large, that's really not a big claim. Working on my 10th mortgage day this month. If we don't get news, I refuse to trade garbage. Not mortgage, no day trade. All right. Yeah, I was about to be like 10th mortgage. What? Yeah. No, it's sad. I feel really bad too because I hate not taking a trade. Like, what was it? CRCA, like, this was close to meeting my criteria to short it. So I was like, well, maybe I could just make an exception. But really, probably better not to. Sorry, who are we talking about? DJ Momentum Mastery. He's a new YouTuber. He's claiming to be very new, but he's also claiming, like, he took Ross's program. He's claiming to have found profit from it. And that's actually why I initially looked into him, because, like, my stance is that you can't be profitable from Ross's system. And since he was claiming that I was like, okay, this is direct evidence against what I'm claiming. I should, look into this, right? If this guy is legitimately profitable, it disproves what I'm claiming, so I would need to adjust my stance, right? I think that's a very mature way to look at it, and that's really what I was trying to figure out. I don't get why people care about all that stuff. Focus on yourself and take everything from everyone with 2 grains of salt. Verified or otherwise, that's just my take. No, yeah, certainly, right? Like, I know some of you guys make some pretty outlandish claims in the chat for what you make. And I mean, not to say that you're lying or that you're misleading, but I just take it, the more extreme your claim is, the higher the threshold of evidence you would need to validate it, right? For me to go out here and say, hey, I made like $500 in 6 or 7 months, you've got the live streams you can go back through to validate the trades. There's some things in place to where you can already validate it. But if I were to go through and make an even more outlandish claim, let's say I said, I took $5,000 and turned it into $20,000 in a week. Like, even if you had the live stream data, that's such an outlandish claim that I would actually honor that it needs even more scrutiny, right? Like, the bigger the claim, the more decisive the evidence needs to be. He averaged down a lot. It's crazy. Typical beginner behavior. Yeah, no, and I did it too, right? I'm not calling him out for it and like saying it was bad faith. Whenever I was new to trading, one of the first things I did was start averaging down. And it looks really good. As a beginner, you see that you lose less. You see that you have bigger winners. And you think you figured it out. And I think that's what happened to DJ, which is why I'm not saying he's like doing it maliciously. I don't think he is. I think he's misguided, and like, I worry for him and I worry for new traders that follow him, right? Because there's people that pay to watch him and pay to be a part of his Discord. And I know in his Discord, he funnels people to the warrior trading to take that course. So I worry for what it promotes in others. Like, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy where he's funneling people back into the system. And that's really what I'm worried about. Triad Trading, quit trading. That guy in Relentless Circle, Trader Circle, he's all in on Bitcoin. I haven't heard of Tried Trading. You say he's in Relentless. I know who Relentless Trader is. Yeah, I don't know who Tried Trading is, though. I have not seen them. I think I saw your last video on Ross, but I don't know much about him or remember what you said. But why do you think people can't make money with his strategy? So it's purely math, right? The FTC, they did their investigation. What they found was that for people using the simulator, 74% lost money. And for people trading with real money in broker accounts, the vast majority lost money. And of those that did make money, they made very non-impactful returns. Like, I think it was like $100 or something. Like, it was a very, very low amount. Don't quote me on that. But, like, that's the general gist of what they found. So, like, you just work it backward. Because, like, I'm all for accountability, right? We take a course. If we implement the course wrong or we make bad decisions, that does not, like, it doesn't matter if the course is good or bad. If you make bad decisions, you need to take accountability for that. And, like, I totally respect that. But on the flip side, if you're being given information that doesn't convert to profitability, then at that point, at what point does it become less of individual accountability and more of the system accountability, right? By trying, a lot of people will deflect and say, take accountability. And it's a defense mechanism that's really meant to offset blame or to move a goalpost. And it's very deceptive. I understand why people do it, because it feels intuitively like you're doing the right thing. You're trying to say, take accountability. And that sounds good to say. And I respect it, right? But it's all about the balance. It's about making sure you weigh the system's accountability and individual accountability appropriately. And I feel that given how many people lost money, like, it's not like 60-40, right? It's over 70% just in the simulator. It's even higher with real money. That's very problematic. Keep in mind too, I don't know for sure, but I don't believe the simulator accounts for fees, right? So a lot of these brokers have high platform fees. Like if you're trading on Lightspeed, if you saw my 2 months on Lightspeed, it was abysmal. Even though I have gross expected edge, I was net negative just because my edge wasn't good enough for Lightspeed. But yeah. There are markets that allow you to double or triple accounts in weeks. Right now, impossible. Yeah, no, yeah, certainly. Like, there's just nothing to trade. You're, like, the biggest mover right now is a 33. I guess Reto is the biggest mover, right? But, like, this is the best opportunity you would have had, and it's a 40% mover if you would have traded it. And even then, it's like a penny stock that's, like, in a massive downtrend. I can't believe we've already been here 40 minutes. Oh my God. We're just watching paint dry. I'll be honest, like, I'm half tempted to just not stream some of these days. Like, I really am. It's just like, take a couple weeks vacation, just focus on in real life stuff. I've still got my main income that I'm doing from swing trading, so like it's not like I'm losing money by not being here. But yeah, this just really doesn't feel productive. Right? And like, I'm not even monetized, so I'm not getting any money from being here. I made a whopping 49 cents on Rito. There you go. I can't believe we got 46 people here, though. Good morning, everybody. I don't know why you guys are here. I mean, I guess maybe there's just nobody else to watch, but yeah, it's dead right now. Like, there's just nothing. I mean, fingers crossed for top of the hour, but I'll be honest, I'm not expecting anything. But yeah, for those of you coming in here, if you're enjoying the stream, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like. It would help me out greatly. No pressure though. No pressure. Guess while we're waiting, we can go ahead and stream snipe. I'll go ahead and stream snipe some others. Let's check out Candyman, see how he's doing. I'm guessing he hasn't taken a trade either yet today. Yep, no trades for him either. Yeah, we're just in dead territory now. Yep. Relentless, he's not even live yet, so I'm checking him. Well, I guess I can check him to see how he's been doing. I know he came back recently. Let's see how Relentless has been doing lately. Go ahead and just look over some of his past performances. Actually, okay, so he hasn't streamed for 11 days, or at least the VODs aren't. He stopped posting the VODs. Does anyone know if Relentless has been, like, streaming recently? Like, within the last 2 weeks recently? He's basically flat. Yeah. Yeah, I know he's been struggling lately with him having to change his strategy. Those 46 are looking which YouTuber gives more motivation to continue watching the zombie market. Not streaming a lot. Mental breakdown. That's not good. Let's see. It is certainly interesting. I haven't really looked into exactly what Relentless does to make his money. I find it very strange, though, that Thinkorswim stopping him makes his strategy completely unusable, right? Because, like, in my head, I just think, well, why doesn't he just go to Webull or another zero commission broker, right? Because, like, I know he's profiting from, like, hyper scalping, right? So I understand you need no commissions. But the fact that he can't seem to make it work on another broker seems odd to me, right? Because if it was purely the $0 commission, he should have just been able to switch brokers. My take, if NVIDIA's earnings come out good today, the market will wake up. I mean, wishful thinking, Tristan. Wishful thinking. Yeah, he commented on Triad's video about quitting trading, going all in on Bitcoin. Triad was one of his partner with Marcel. I know Marcel. I know Relentless and Marcel. They're like the face of their course or whatever they sell. Yeah, so I know those two. I don't know Triad. Is he like a big part of their course too, or is he just like a big follower of Warrior or Relentless Trading? Let me look him up. So, let me just see. Triad Trading. Explain hyperscalping. So, you know scalping, right? So, like, let's say you buy a stock at, like, we'll just use this stock, for example. You buy a stock here. We'll say you buy at 287. You're looking to hold it for a couple minutes to try and go back to high day, right? You're trying to get, like 8 or 10 cents, right? That would be scalping. Hyper scalping is where you're holding for a second, a couple seconds, or maybe even fractions of a second. Hyper scalping is in and out instantaneously. You're looking for a penny, maybe even a fraction of a penny profit. You're looking for extremely micro gains. I mean, my old strategy was probably somewhere between hyper scalping and scalping. Like, typically I would hold for like a minute, so I would argue I was closer to scalping. But if I bought when price collapsed and it immediately bounced 10 cents, I would sometimes sell in a few seconds. So my strategy would be somewhere like a hybrid, like it's closer. I don't know. It's probably closer to regular scalping, but in some instances it would constitute hyper scalping. So I'm looking at some of these names here. I don't know which one I'm looking for. Like, would it be this one? Triad Trading with 786 subs? Is this the guy? Does he have a YouTube channel? First one. Okay, hold on. The Bitcoin, oh, the Bitcoin HQ. Okay, so he changed his name. What a name. That's actually such a banger name. I went all in on Bitcoin and quit trading. Really? Oh, I've seen this guy. Okay, yeah, so I watched this video. So he was also banned from Charles Schwab. So I guess he got banned from Schwab and said, screw it, I'm just going all in on Bitcoin. Is that... People are waking up to Bitcoin. I realize capital gains tax means for crypto. Yeah. I mean, I respect it in the sense of trying something new. If he was banned, like, yeah, I mean, it seems like he didn't give up on it initially, because even after he was banned from Schwab, like, he was trying Webull. So, like, it reads to me like he was not giving up day trading. So maybe he just couldn't find success. So he just did a hard pivot. And I understand, like, if you can't get something to work, pivoting makes sense. Yeah, he couldn't be profitable after the Schwab ban, so went all in on Bitcoin, basically. I mean, yeah, if it works for him, it works for him. I feel like YOLOing Bitcoin isn't a great way to generate income, though. But it could work, right? Bitcoin has dropped quite a bit. I think it's down a little more. Yeah, we kind of bottomed out recently. Looking at when he made that video, he made that video pretty close to the bottom. Right, so the time he made that video, it was at 64,600. And now it's at 65,800, so he's up like 1 or 2%. To be dependent on your broker to make money and not even have the ability to make money with similar broker, and that's pretty bad trading in my opinion. I wouldn't call it bad. Look, if there's anything you can do to make money trading, I'm not going to call it bad, right? Like, if you have a system that works and makes money, if it only works on one broker, I wouldn't call that a bad strategy. I'd call it a very inflexible strategy, right? You're very committed to only one broker, certainly. But JB, I think you're being a little rash to say, or sorry, Tristan, I feel like you're jumping the gun a little bit to say that makes them a bad trade, or that's a bad trade strategy. He had a couple 6 figures a year. That's so depressing. It's very interesting, though, isn't it? That a loophole, or I'm assuming it's some sort of loophole with the broker, the fact that nothing else can really work. Let's have some real talk. Can someone make a living day trading? Certainly. You certainly can. I mean, I am. Well, I mean, I'm doing more swing trading, and that's because I have some money to work with. If we're talking pure day trading, technically I haven't made it, right? So I can't really testify to or against day trading for a living. Like, if anything, my returns right now are hobbyist at best. You appreciate my opinion, but respectfully disagree. No, fair enough, right? We all have our own perspectives on things, certainly. Ouch. Alloy gapping. Let's see this gapper. What am I looking at? It's just a green bar. What the? Okay, is this like a new IPO? Oh no, merger. Okay, it just got listed and it's a merger. And the stock with like 600 volume has gone from like $26 to $45. Man, look at this chart, guy. Wow, what a beautiful chart. I think it's bullish. What do you guys think? Wow. Well, I'm definitely not touching this. There's nothing to trade on it, but very interesting how much this is gapped up. I thought my Dash trader is broken. I was like, where's the chart history? It's at 65 now. It's not even showing. Yeah, I'm looking at the level too. Yeah. The bid is currently at $58 with 300 shares. 19 US dollar spread. I don't see that. No, I'm seeing like a 50-cent spread right now on Thinkorswim level 2 data. I'm seeing like a 50 cent to $1 spread. Ooh, and it just crashed down. Ooh, here comes the selling. Can I go to like 1 minute? Okay, well, it's really hard to read this, but yeah, it was up at like $50 on the bid, $58 on the bid. And now we're looking at 37 on the bid, 45 on the ask. So it was like a $1 spread. Now it's like a $7 spread. $11 spread now. Yeah. Yeah, Duvin, your spread is larger than mine. I'm wondering if you're not getting all the data, because like I'm not seeing bigger than a $10 spread here. I've never seen it that big. It's like right now it's a $4 spread. So I don't know if you're just not seeing all the data, Duvin, but my spread is much tighter. Here, yeah. Yeah, like it's like a $3 spread now. Yeah, we got 50 on the bid, 53 on the ask. Yeah, this is a no toucho for me. Out of curiosity, no, I don't want to even mess with that. I'll put like one share at like $15 just to see if I can even buy it. Yeah, I can't even buy it. Okay. If it goes to 200, there's going to be a bunch of shorts on Twitter saying, "Oh my God, it's impossible to short nowadays. Just go run over by Ally." Just got run over. 11 on Robinhood and halted. Well, it's certainly not halted. Yeah, it's certainly not halted. There's orders going through, and the level 2 is updating. I was seeing $11 spreads too. Why are you guys seeing bigger spreads? That's so weird. What level 2 source are you guys using? I'm using Thinkorswim. What's your source for this? What's your source for the level 2 data that you guys are getting these bigger spreads on? There's people seriously shorting garbage like that all the time. No, yeah, for sure. Desk Trader. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll show it real briefly here. You can see there's a $3 spread right now. Like, yeah, for whatever reason, yeah, and like it's a $1 spread now. For whatever reason, Thinkorswim is showing, I think, maybe more accurate data, right? If the spread is tighter for me relative to you, I mean, it has to mean I'm seeing more data, right? And that Dash Trader isn't showing all the data. Like, that's the only thing I can conclude from that. DAS is software, not a broker. Now down to $3, $4. Okay. Well, still, I mean, even just the software, right? Thinkorswim software versus DAS software. It seems like the spreads are tighter. $11 on Robinhood. Ladder, unable to trade. Message says it's halted. That's a weird way to... Ooh, big buyer just showed up on the level 2 there. At $38, there was like a 3,000 share buyer. I mean, I guess it's not really much, but like relative to how much this is moving, 3,000's a lot. We'll see how 38 holds. Love how we're just watching this meme stock because there's literally nothing else to watch right now. All right. Let's see how 38 holds if it does. TPST. Ooh, oh wait, we actually have something moving on news. Results from ongoing trial. Yep. TPST. Am I able to short this one? I am. Low borrow fee. Relatively low float. Okay, let me get on this though. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and place some orders if this does want to move. I mean, it's looking like it's already dead, but I don't get charged for just placing the orders, so I'll go ahead and just place some orders out. All right, and we'll see if anything else comes into play. Unfortunately, this looks like it's just rolled over, but if this does end up getting momentum, then this one looks like it qualifies for me. But yeah, this thing just kind of popped up and immediately rolled over. XPL, maybe? Let me save this one. Do want to keep an eye on this stock. This one's a bit too cheap for me, I think. Probably not going to mess with it. All right, let's see if this gets any momentum behind it, if this actually goes somewhere. Announces clinical data. Yeah. Very generic response here. And timber. Timber. And that's all she wrote, folks. What a horrible market. Man, this one, like, this was one where if it would have popped up, this would have been a valid short for me. Like, I had the orders for it. So you can see my 121. I was all set up for it, and it just is like, no, we're just rugging without you. You can't even get a stock that moves. If a stock pops, it just gets rugged immediately. What a horrible market. I was setting up 2 extra broker accounts expecting that I would need more day trades for my strategy. But at this rate, I'm just going to have 3 day trades because I won't have traded in 5 days. I better do my taxes. I think that's a better use of my time. Jobby? I can check out Jobby. Jobby the Hut. I mean, this one's kind of popping. Okay, pretty stable stock. This one's invalid for me. I can't short this. Yeah, this one's out of play for me. I'm going to cancel my orders for TPST. My initial short was going to be up at 323. Yeah, I mean, we're not getting there. And that's just for the first entry. All right, so I went ahead and canceled my 3 orders. No open orders. Bummer, man. Jobby has a massive float. I love the name Jobby. It's such a funny name. Yeah, almost 1 billion shares outstanding. Yeah, it's quite a big float. Interestingly, it does seem to move quite a lot, even though the float is high, right? In 2 days, it went from 1330 to 1650. So this has range on it. If only they carried to next week. Yeah, so it looks like a partnership with Uber and, yeah, Uber and Jobby are partnering. I mean, it could be something. Like, this daily chart is actually okay-ish. Like, I know it's come down here, but, like, the overall trend is that this stock isn't just, like, a rug pull. Like, we are kind of basing higher. So, even though it's pulled back quite a bit from the high, like a 50% retracement, at least historically, it seems like the overall trend is still up. But yeah, like I said, this stock is invalid for me to short, so I'm not going to mess with it. The volume isn't really that high relative to the shares outstanding. It feels like it's moving quite fast. I mean, looking at the times that it's gapped, like on the upside, you've had like a $1 gap. And on the downside, I'm looking for gaps. You had like a 70-cent gap there. Here's a big gap down. Okay, so you had like a $2 gap there. This is probably the biggest one. 1320 to 1130. I mean, this is only like a $2 gap, yeah, so this running from $10 to like 1060, like this isn't that big of a move relative to some of the other gappers. It's not that outreaching. Man, I don't know, guys. Like I'm like falling asleep here just watching this kind of action. The higher float makes me question if this is gonna hold up. Yeah, NXPL still kind of grinding slowly. Still, like I said, it's too cheap for me, but it looks like it could potentially curl. If you guys are penny stock hunters. Kajabi seems to be just the volume dropped off. Unclear of what it's going to do. This pullback happened on low volume. If you get another leg down on low volume, that could be a good bounce play. All right, this pullback, this volume is way lower relative to all this. But then again, it only moved down like 13 cents, so it's not even that big of a drop either. There's not really any big overreaction. Yeah, you would need a further continuation for it to be actually oversold. I, for one, am amped up. I can't wait for FRGT to reverse on me. Are you still in FRGT? I mean, if you shorted it, like, you should be doing well, right? Like, this is let's see, 63 to 41, so that's a 22-cent hit. I mean, in this market where just reversals aren't happening and stocks, not only reversals, but just any movement at all really isn't happening. 22 cents range potential. That's not bad. I don't know where you shorted at, but I mean, anything's better than nothing, I guess, in this market. I don't really know how much you would want to aim for, though. I mean, I guess you could, like, aim for a breakthrough here. If you were really aiming for that. Go for, like, 130s. But I don't know. Like, it doesn't really feel like this is something I'd want to engage with. It's just such a slow mover. Like, this was a nice rejection, but I wouldn't have anticipated it. I would have, if anything, I would have anticipated a very slow grind like we had here. A TPST kind of curling. So this was actually a pretty nice bounce if you would have bought at 220. You could have got like 22 cents off of this bounce. 10% hit. Right on the flip side, though, this is a massive flush, right? Basically $3 straight to 220. So 80-cent drop. It's like a 30% drop or something. A little less than, around 30%. Average 159, following my plan, but this was like barely in my criteria. Yeah, and like, that's the same thing like with CRCA. This one was barely in my criteria, or like it was borderline if it was or not. I would have shorted at, what did I say? 292, 293. So I would have been short here. But I would have been stopped out for a roughly break even. Actually, it would have been a small profit. So I would have made like 5 cents on this trade if I would have shorted it. I mean, considering the criteria was borderline failing for me, and I chose to pass in a cold market where it's just not really moving, not really regretting my decision. Whoop-de-doo, I missed out on like 5 cents. I guess 4 cents after the short fee. But then again, that would have pushed me to $201. These are the real questions. Yeah, how much are you up then? Like, you should be up at least a good bit. With 59, right? You're up like 17 cents. Like, I mean, hey, that's solid, right? For a stock that's like $1 and some change, up 17 cents of profit, that's a pretty big deal. That's like, that's a little over a 10% return. You're up like 15, like maybe 13%. Where are you planning on covering, if you don't mind me asking? Because, like, to me, it looked like you're basically at support now. Like, for me, I probably would have actually covered right here. Right? Like, you're at the support level. To me, this is where I would be covering. 10.69%. Okay, so I overvalued it a little bit. I said like 13. Or are you saying you're waiting for the percent move to go back to 10%? I think I do mine. Yeah, no. No, that's... Oh, good, man. Totally get it. I think I do mine. But yeah, I agree. It doesn't feel great. I was pretty discretionary generally, but I'm trying a new play, and it's saying hold. All right, fair enough. No, I totally get it. Like, no pressure at all on the... Yeah, I won't push anymore on it. I totally understand. Like, even with my shorting strategy, like, I give general... Because, like, for those watching, like... The fact that you know that I have certain order blocks placed, like, I feel like that's fine. But how I'm calculating that, or how I'm coming up with which stocks fit the criteria, that's more discretionary for me. I mean, that is what I researched. I don't really want to just give that out. So I totally get it. Jobby the Hutt, looking like it's pulling back more. Yeah, this is just so sad. Nothing's really moving. Have we had a stock that's moved over 30% and, like, held? I guess CRCA has. All right, this one's up 30, 37. But yeah. 1.4 looks super big on the bid, like discretionarily. Discretionarily, I agree, though I don't love holding it. But after 2 days, 0 trades, I'm ready to follow the plan. I mean, are you really following the plan? Well, if it says to do it, fair enough, right? Fair enough. I shouldn't criticize that much. Where it gets awkward, though, is when there's discretionary calls, right? Like, this stock was borderline if I should take it, and I chose not to. I would have made like 5 cents if I took the trade. Guess we're literally just waiting. See if anything comes. What'll this be, like 3 days in a row without a trade if I don't trade today? I know Ross hasn't traded for 2 days. I don't even know what he would be trading in today. Nothing's really popped out at me. And even the one big mover we had, right, with CRCA, like this is, it just kind of went up really quickly here on a grind and then just went flat. Makes sense. It's a higher float, but it's just, there's no real momentum-backed price movement. Just another 37 minutes and then I can get out of here. You know it's bad when I'm just waiting for the time to finish so I can end the stream. That's when you know it's bad. When the streamer doesn't want to be here. That's when it's really bad. Start a poll that allows you to leave early, maybe? I mean, look, I've done that same type of poll twice, and both times, the majority of people said, I want you to stay. I mean, I'll ask again, like, and here's the thing, too, like, if you guys want me to stay, I'll stay, and there is benefit to me staying, right? If something does come up, I want to be able to engage with it. But it's also just like, oh my god, it's so boring and slow. Right? Like, we're down to 27 viewers, and quite frankly, I don't even blame you guys. Yeah, GG. Yeah. Yeah, I can put out another poll, though, while we're waiting here. Let's see how bad the damage is for those that are still here. Keep in mind, a lot of people have left. So there might be people that just haven't traded that left. Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Silent. Appreciate you. We're all, at the end of the day, we're all here, even though we don't really want to be here, right? I'm sure a lot of us are getting bored waiting. But it's good discipline to show up every day, because when those opportunities do come, you want to be there for them. I'm actually surprised that the number of traders is higher. Like, I was expecting this to be like a 70-30 split, not gonna lie. I'm surprised that it's this high. I mean, 50, like half of you guys have taken a trade. What are you guys trading? Like, am I just missing something? Like, what? That's a lot of people having traded. Do we have liars in the chat? Okay, let me change the poll. Okay, so I thought it was going to be vast majority no trade. So let me change the poll here. Let me change it. Okay, we'll do our three-way poll. All right, this will be, I didn't think I had to do the three-way one, but since that many people have traded, I'll do the three-way one. Okay, so we have a pretty big split on the green and red. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like there's really a dominant amount of winners or losers today. Seems pretty split with about half people with no trade. We are coming up on the half hour, so we'll see if we get anything here. Not really holding my breath. Oh, we actually got something. RYAM. Hello, what is this? Yeah, stock moving. Okay. United States. No news. That's a little bit concerning. Stock has been trending up lately. Still gross $400 mainly due to NPT early this month. Really? NPT was this month? Wow. It feels like it was so long ago. I thought that was in January. Not gonna lie. Yeah, so this stock moving on no news, a little bit suspicious. 16%. Looks like it was up at peak at around 20. Volume is still kind of light. It's picked up a little bit here in the last few minutes. I'm a bit concerned to see no news and light volume on the initial push. This looks top heavy. Higher float too. Yeah, higher float. Yep. It goes to show you only a handful of days really make your month. Don't have to trade every day. Certainly, yeah. How did you trade MPT? I covered the candle, went crazy like 10 seconds before the move, luckily. Tens of seconds before the move. But still small size, then ignored after. Dude, that sounds like you dodged a bullet, no thanks, dodging that disaster of a move. Yeah, I bet it would have felt good getting in that squeeze with NPT. Yeah, unfortunately, again, this stock just doesn't meet my criteria, so I'm not going to short it. It's unfortunate. Well, at least it's cool to see I'm still in the majority with most people. Most people not having taken a trade today. I feel the most bad if I'm like one of the few no traders and everybody else is taking a trade. I heard that in cold markets, any stock moving, no matter the float, is good. What do you think? I mean, good for what? I would argue the opposite, I think. Like, regardless if you're short or long biased, if it's a colder market, the range should be smaller, meaning that your loss from the spread should be greater. So I would argue, no, I would argue in a hot market, all strategies benefit more, and in a cold market, all strategies perform worse. Right, because you're getting to circumvent the spread. Caught $3 a share on 100 shares. Just when it started ramping up. Was crazy. I shouldn't have sold so soon. Yeah, but I mean, how could you have predicted it was going to go to 30, you know? And it literally went straight to 30 in like 10 seconds, which is the craziest part. Like if you, just the thought that if you held for another 5 to 10 seconds, you would have made like $3,000. Like that's just unfathomable, right? Or not 3,000. You would have made like another $1,000. Like that's just insane to think. Good for entry in case there are opportunities. Well, what do you mean? Like, right? My argument is, regardless if you're short biased or long biased, whatever bias you are, right? You're crossing the spread to get in. If the range is tighter, right? If it's a cold market, stocks aren't going to move up or down as much. So regardless if you're long or short biased, you're making less total range profit and you're eating the spread. In a hot market, you're still eating that spread, but the range you could capture is bigger in both directions. So yeah, I don't understand what you're arguing there. If you would argue, no, yeah, just in general, like, and even just from a time loss perspective, just ignoring how much profit loss you could make per trade, just think about the number of trades you could take. In a colder market, there's less movers in general, so you're taking less trades. So your, I guess, daily returns are going to be lower on both sides, which is probably not ideal. Exactly, I didn't think it was going that high, Captain. Could have made like 1,500. I needed another 15 seconds. I was sick. Yeah. I was expecting that something would appear at 8:30, but nothing. I feel I lose time with this morning. Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Do I stay till 9? Honestly, guys, like, I don't know. I'm really just thinking of ending the stream here. Like, I don't think there's any reason for me to be here. The thing is if I was trading my old strategy, I would actually still be here. But the problem is that with my shorting strategy, I need time for something to move. SGN, let's see. Is this going to keep me here? SGN? It's a penny stock. This is probably not in play for me. But yeah, if I'm not getting in, like, if a stock is popping up at 9, maybe I go short at 9:10. So I get 20 minutes before market open. Yeah, I guess this is a good day to sleep in. Yeah, today was horrible, flip-flop. I think I would argue maybe this was the coldest day so far. I didn't think it could get colder, but this actually might be the coldest day so far. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I hate to do it, but I just don't think we're going to get anything. And if we do, then I don't think I'm going to be able to capitalize on it. So I'm probably just going to accept that today was another no trade day. Really sucks. I mean, one of these days we'll get that heat back, but it is definitely not today. Good morning, Skipon. You're catching me right as I'm heading out. Yeah. I'm heading out here. You guys have a good rest of your morning.